In. I forgot about that part. Christy has to record. Hi, Katie. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Pretty good. Are you filling in for Evert today?
I am.
Wonderful. Okay. And you will kind of get to virtually meet Vladimir, who is going to help coordinate some of the pickup there. Thank you everybody for coming. We've been very busy. A lot's been happening the past couple of weeks. I wanted to give you all some updates, let you kind of know some of the things that we have in motion. I know we have a smaller group today, but really use this opportunity to kind of collect any outstanding to-dos or questions or possible connections. And then I was also going to announce, and I'll say it again at the end in case people jump in, that we're going to switch to doing this once a month. And so the next month's meeting will be July 5th at 11 o'clock Eastern time. And again, it's a month out. So if we decide that maybe that week isn't great because those of us in the US might be on holiday that week because it's a shorter week. And with the steamship lines being out, things like that, we might switch it to the week before, the week after. But we did want to spread out our meetings and catch up to make them meaningful. Like in the beginning, we were doing them once a week and we switched to every other week, and we kind of noticed what's been going on the past month or so and thought, again, we want to be respectful of everybody's time. And especially after, I want to say after COVID, even though it's coming back in some areas, we're never left. There is some Zoom fatigue as well. So I don't want to keep anybody tied to their screen any longer than I need to. Enrique, welcome. I don't know if you want to say anything before we kind of jump in on some of the updates that we have.
No, just thanking everyone as always, and I apologize for being late, but no, thank you so much, Maureen.
No worries. All right, well, I'll jump right in. We had a lot of progress vector-wise with the collaborative efforts we had with a lot of our partners the past couple weeks. Course of Action is not present on the call today, but they are a nonprofit that I'm not sure who has the, oh, it might be Andy. Would you mind muting? I don't know if it's you. Okay. I think it's Andy, unless it's Christy. We coordinated or collaborated with them to bring some dried meals to Colombia a couple of years ago, and they reached out to us because they had some collections that they gathered in the Tampa area, and we were able to get a booking, and we're taking it over to their partner church in Ukraine, and that is where we got some of those really good pictures, Christy, from Hapag Lloyd. We also, I don't know if he was on the last call, but we were able to coordinate with a gentleman named Yuri, and his family works with it's called Umana, but they're like Ukrainian medical professionals in the US. And from the generous donation of matter, we were able to take a full truckload of their product over to the warehouse in Wisconsin. And we're matching it up with Performance Health's original pallet of tourniquets, and that's going to go on an airplane to Ukraine in the next week or so. And then truly an effort that was a result of everybody that was on these calls the past month or 2 months. We connected Vladimir with, or Vladimir connected us with the General Consulate of Ukraine in the US, and was able to coordinate with the very generous donation of all the medical supplies from Performance Health. And those are packed, ready to go on Performance Health stock doors, waiting for pickup this week. So we're coordinating with Performance Health and Vladimir and the General Consulate, and that's going to be like 120 pallets of product getting on a plane in the next week or so and heading over to Ukraine. So that was a huge win that really kind of shows what all these calls were about, because everyone in isolation without being able to make those connections and push for it, that wouldn't have happened. And so Vladimir, I know you're on mute and you're on audio, I think, instead of video.
There
But
he is.
oh, there you are. Yeah. So Vladimir and I are texting often, and I was finally able to give Ebert an update a couple weeks ago, and he sent us something Sunday night or Monday morning saying all the material's ready. We're just waiting for Katie. You might be able to help. We're not sure with just getting us like a summary sort of document so we know exactly how many pallets and total weight it is. So Vladimir can help with
Yeah,
that.
it would be very helpful if we can get like because I know when you're packing, things change. I got a spreadsheet before, but it was just like a spreadsheet of everything on there. But when it was finally palletized, like what are we looking at exactly as far as like pallet count, the weights and everything, because it matters a lot. So then they can go through it and then say, okay, this stuff can, needs to go like ASAP, maybe on one plane. Maybe this stuff we can pick up, and it's going to have to wait for another plane for a little bit, because they have to prioritize stuff. It might go, I know that they were talking, maybe some might have to get transferred to San Francisco. They have a location there by their embassy, and then they can, manage it from there. So, I mean, that's pretty much, if we can get the documents, that way we can go through it and they can make the proper decisions, which way they're going to go.
Yep. So I just spoke with Patrice, who is sort of leading all of this on our end at the DC, and then Ken, who's her supervisor. And they said the paperwork, she's actually getting ready. She's printing all of the packing lists now, so they're done. And then she's going to email over a copy. I think as long as everybody's on that email, that chain that Evert's been responding to, she probably, hopefully she'll send it directly to that email. So you'll all have it as soon as I do. If not, I will forward it over to that email chain. But the packing list will tell you exactly what's in, on each on the whole shipment. I don't know if it's down by pallet, but I can see if there's something we can get for that. Depending on the quantities, it might just be a full pallet quantity of each item.
Okay.
Yeah, the more detailed information on there, the better it is. Then the better decisions can be made.
Okay, I'll see what our system can spit out, and if there's anything I can do to itemize each pallet, I'll look at that. But if not, I know at least the packing lists are going to be available today.
Awesome. And I'll copy Vladimir in, because I was corresponding with him separately, because sometimes it's faster he and I text pretty quickly, because we're working on some shipments for him as well. So I'll just copy him into that. I didn't want to have it kind of explode with a bunch of people, and then some people say I didn't want it to be spam or anything. So he and I talk separately, and I'll connect you. When we get off, Vladimir, I'll just copy you into that thread that I forwarded you this morning. I can't do it when I'm on this call because it like freezes or something. But I'll do that. I'm making a note to do that right after the call here. And also, it's worth mentioning, Vladimir also was collecting a lot of material where he is, and the 2 containers that the WCA was going to sponsor are going to be the ones that Vladimir is shipping in the next couple weeks. So I don't know, Vladimir, if you want to talk a little bit about what's in them, where they're going.
Yes, one container will be going to Ukraine. I think I provided a letter from the head pastor in that area they're going to be distributing it to the people that need it. A lot of it is going to be like baby diapers, some food and clothing, but actually a lot of baby diapers. I have it in my shop right now, in my warehouse, because we got it already shrink wrapped, palletized, and built. So it's sitting there. And I kind of was walking by today, just looking at everything. It was a lot of diapers and a lot of stuff like that.
Yeah, and then I think you and I tied up some of your questions about dates and stuff. If not, we can circle back on that. I think the struggle we've seen just from exporting from the States is that some of the steamship lines are forcing us to book 4 to 6 weeks out, which makes it difficult from a sense of urgency side for this material.
I think it's everything like that right now. It's
Yeah,
not just
no, I
that.
agree. It's
It's
not just for Ukraine. It's just
yeah,
in general.
yeah, same thing in transportation, like in trucking side, same thing on the air shipment side. It's like trying to get some information and sometimes like pulling teeth. So it's.
Yeah, so for no lack of trying, especially the air shipments, we're extremely grateful that we're able to get those products on the airplanes, because it's going to get there a month or so faster than it would otherwise. And so we have some other kind of irons in the fire. We have some more shipments from Matter that are going to be going out in the next couple weeks. And we have someone who was on our call a couple weeks ago from the International Book Project. I think she's right there, Lisa, that I don't know if Adrian had circled back with her, but she had come back. She had come in looking for some options for shipping some of her product over to Ukraine, and that's going to be one of the June containers that Vector sponsors. And so I hope I didn't just let the cat out of the bag, because I know Adrian was going to tell you yesterday, but he was in Mexico, and I knew that he had some limited service. So Lisa, if you can hear me, we will be circling back with you on the shipment that you were working with Adrian on, and we're getting some quotes for that to get the booking on. Oh, there you are. Okay, good. She heard us. Okay, good. Perfect timing. It was like serendipitous right there.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm late.
No, it's fine. And so you heard what I said though, right? Yes?
No, I just heard about circling around. So.
Oh, okay. So the shipment that you were working on with Adrian to head over to Poland and Ukraine, that would be Vector's going to sponsor that container. That will be one of our containers for the month of June. And so I spoke with Adrian yesterday about it. Okay. And we were on different time zones and he was traveling. And so he was going to circle back with you and let you know. And then we would have a meeting tomorrow morning to kind of iron out some of the details with the booking options and cargo availability, things like that, to make that happen and solidify it kind of in our system.
Okay, that's great. Thank you.
Yeah. So we're really excited to help with that.
And congrats to Lisa on Hall of her recent media coverage in her local area for the books that they're shipping and everything.
Yeah, why don't you tell us, Lisa, because you've sent so many different links and updates. It'd be great for the team here to see.
Yeah, so we had sent out a mass emailing and got a really great response. And the partner over in Poland had two requests. One was to ship the container of books, and then it turned out that a lot of the Ukrainian publishing companies have given Polish printers the rights to just print books in Ukrainian for kids in Poland, and they would just cover the cost of paper. So I think what we're going to now do is use the funds that we've raised to send to those printers to print books in Ukrainian, in addition to the books in English. And some people have even donated books in Polish to us to ship over there. So we kind of are getting, physical books, maybe between 40 and 50,000 books. And then I think we'll be able to print between 10 and 15,000 books in Ukrainian as well. So a lot of the local media picked up on that, and they all decided they wanted to come on the same day. And we had done a radio show that was like a 10-minute interview with the local NPR station. So last week was a very busy week for us, and it's been great. Kasia Potter is leaving for Poland at the end of this week, and so she's going to meet with Maria, who would be the consignee, the Universal Reading Foundation over there, and try to get things organized on that end as best we can. So we are quickly moving along and madly packing books back in our warehouse.
Love it. Congrats.
Yeah, well, you take some pictures.
That's
so
awesome.
when you load the containers and stuff like that. I don't know, I don't want to call Christy out so quickly, but she had gathered a bunch of the pictures that we got from when Matter had taken some of the material and they had written on it and shrink wrap. We got some with Hapag-Lloyd because they've been so wonderful. Oh, here we go. Look at this. These are some of the containers that went out.
I love that they
Yeah, I
I love
agree.
that they
So much
sign
for
them.
supplies right there. Yeah.
Really good idea.
Sorry, Christy, I didn't think to mention it beforehand. It's been a crazy morning, so.
That's okay.
Of
Yeah, I
course,
just
you're
love
on it
theirs.
like always, but but yeah, we had some, a lot of material go out last week. Of course, it could be sitting on the rail somewhere in Canada, but it's packed, loaded, sealed up with a seal on it. So it's getting there. It's getting closer. And then we have a
And
bunch
we're
of-
hoping to get lots of media to come on the day we load up the container, get video, stuff like that, which we'll share with you all.
That's
Fantastic.
great. Yeah, I think the more that we can share what we're doing, the more it keeps the energy, the initiative around the efforts to help in any way that we can. Which I know, everybody is spread pretty thin, but we want to make sure that we're continuing kind of the attention and the energy towards this effort. Not the vector effort necessarily, but the effort of trying to help everybody over there in anything that we can do. And so if by sharing what you're doing, or, when Vladimir is loading his containers, or Katie, when things are getting loaded,
Yeah, that helps a lot.
health,
Mhm.
that would be really great, not just press for you guys, because you guys are not doing it for that, but to try and document some of that, because we want to recognize it and show that it's not just church collections that are being containerized and sitting over. Nothing against church collections, but it's also larger companies are contributing to this effort. And so we have bringing a whole different mix of organizations and people together to really, like I said, do what we can and connect.
Yeah, and Hapag
Yeah.
Lloyd, of course, had asked for these photos, and we wanted to keep our sponsors happy, but they're also compiling all of these photos and information, everything to share on their internal network with all of their teams and things as well, so their teams can continue to be excited about the work they're doing.
Yeah, I think Chris, who was on our call a couple weeks ago from Hapag Lloyd, I
Yeah.
think it was him.
Yeah.
When we had sent him some of the pictures, or Christy had sent him, he had replied back just like very overwhelmed, because he was like, I didn't expect this sort of effort and initiative and excitement when we, were able to give you some of these help trying to partner with us, and the fact that we came back to him with these pictures and what we were doing, and he could share it with those that he had some, awkward conversations at first to say, hey, what can we do to partner with Vector in this initiative? He was able to take that back and say, like, look what they're doing, look what we're a part of, and share it with the organization. When Hapag Lloyd is huge. So he was really proud to be a part of that, but also felt that would help maintain some of the support if we needed it for longer, with helping us with the partnership on getting some containers over to Ukraine. So
Yeah, if I could get an email, because when I have some contacts at Fox News. If I get some, if you could send me an email, like all the people, and when I'm talking to them, I can say, I want to have a special thank you for this company, that company, that company. So that way,
yeah.
I don't forget anybody.
Okay. Yeah. I'll
Yeah.
circle back with Christy on that, because that's her specialty. We might already
Mhm.
have one somewhere.
Okay.
We do update our LinkedIn page a lot, but I know that depending on how you view it, there might be other news in there that it might be harder to consolidate it, but we'll get you some info. We would love that, especially to publicly thank those who have already.
Yeah, and send us what you have, Vladimir, as well, because those pallets are going to be incredibly impactful. So the more awareness we raise, the better it will be for the efforts. So yeah, let's definitely keep working together on that piece as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know, Oksana, you sent in an email about a couple opportunities for us to look into for you in terms of pricing for some different items and pricing to get over into Ukraine. I'll work on that today and tomorrow for you. I don't know if you saw my email yet or not, but definitely wanted to give you an opportunity.
I just want to make sure, sorry, it's a bit noisy here. Let me hide. Let me just explain what do they need. They basically want to see that what company donors would or what offers to buy. I clearly written item and how many pieces are available. So they want to make sure that there's some legitimate company or legitimate donor that it's not stolen somewhere else or something, that it's not
Right.
some Chinese counterfeit or something. And they just want to make sure that they have license. For example, if we talk about bulletproof vests, and if they have license for any kind of product, so it's all legitimate. That's why they request this papers before they even look at it, because they bring it to some top whatever people, and they're all busy. They don't want to waste time if it's not something, so they're not going to just trust our words.
Okay, yeah, no, I think Enrique was able to get some of that earlier in some email attachments, so I will look through that today and maybe work with Enrique if I can't find it. And also I'll reach out to Viva Blue about their water filters, the description of them, all of the info and their pricing model, and get that to you as well, so you can share it with the appropriate parties to see.
If they can, if each of them can do the invoice, it's the fastest and the easiest. So it'll be it'll be perfect, because that's what they requested. I just want them to bring them what they requested. I don't want to send them more info. Let's not bother ourselves as well with too much info. They ask for invoice, let's get them this pricing, and that's it for now.
Right,
because
yeah, I know, I
want them
can
to
get
confirm
pricing
the
and description for you.
number
Sure.
first. Because, I want them to confirm the number first, that they really need it first, that before we go ahead and do more and more work. Invoices, okay, well, let's do this invoice for them if you can do that. I know it's still already a lot of work for you.
No, I mean, I can certainly ask them the pricing. I think for either the water filters or the vests. I'll see what they originally
Maureen,
proposed.
for the best, I think Oksana already has all the info. I sent Gary's contact at some point, like a while back,
Okay,
but
okay.
they were expensive. I
For the bulletproof, for those I can, that man I can contact. That's something I wanted to ask you. If you want me, I can just contact him directly.
Yeah, no,
He'll
I
get the invoice,
facilitated the introduction, so it'd be easy, and you don't have me in the middle. Oksana,
perfect,
but
yeah.
copy me,
So Maureen,
and I help you. I can help you if
Uh-huh.
you need me, because I'm on this
Yeah,
side.
I will keep you copied then, Maureen. So don't worry about this
Okay.
vest. Just the medical supply that Kate offered, right? It's still valid, the offer,
The
right?
ones that Kate offered are going on a plane with the general consulate, but I have other ones from Matter that are mixed medical.
Yeah,
They're
the
just
other one.
the pallets of mixed medical supplies are still there, and those are free. It's just more the shipping costs for some of those if you need them to go by air.
Yeah, exactly. Even if it's free, they still ask to put it like on invoice to show their company, items, number available, and price.
Okay.
If it's available.
Okay.
Those items
like
are
it's not
definitely
gonna be invoice. Maybe it's gonna be called something different. Yeah, and the water filters.
Yes.
That's it then.
Yes. And
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
Yeah, for sure. Anybody else have anything that they want to ask or add or comment on? Go ahead, Marina.
Hi, yes, hi. Sorry, I am late because can't join you earlier. I have a question, so that is why I come here to ask how to solve this problem. So we have request from Mykolaiv region, and they need emergency cars. And I'm now in Portugal located. We are trying to fundraise money for these emergency cars, and minivan, as already my colleagues and Ukrainians mentioned, they always need minivans, but emergency cars, we are now trying to collect money. And if it's possible to request your partners, your sources to find these cars, to buy these cars, and to send to Mykolaiv region. So logistic is following that they don't have enough emergency cars in Ukraine because they are always bombing, shooting, destroying, and we find some cars, not expensive, used ones as well. We found in France, so we will buy these cars in France and then deliver to Ukraine via Poland, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. So is it possible that you are like community help with this request? So we have official request from the municipality, yes, from regional administration, and which next steps can be from my side and from your side?
Yeah, so if you have that like official request, if you wouldn't mind sending it to like the Ukraine at VectorGL email, just so we can translate it or read it. But we have some contacts in Europe that, like, especially from the WCA and other organizations that we could possibly connect you with to see if they are. I feel like Dan was working on some things like that already, but to see what's already going on in the region, I think, meaning more on the continent there, I think from a cost perspective, and time, it's probably best to try and source some of that in Europe if possible, because just the logistical costs of getting from the US to Europe might be cost prohibitive compared to looking first in Europe. But we can try and connect you with some people that we've been working with over there first to see if they have any information that would help that happen faster. And then kind of see where we go from there.
Great. So this email, I will send the information about request this emergency cars. Yes, and you all see this request. Am I right?
Yes. So yes, it goes to Christy, Enrique, myself, and Monica.
Yeah.
No, that would be great. Yeah, there's a couple people that have been on the call before that are in Europe that are working in logistics there, and they have more of their ear to the ground on what's happening already. And I think Dan or someone had mentioned a van or a car, and I know Lee from Hand in Hands was looking to ship a car when, like, earlier this month, was looking into that, and we were talking about the pros and cons of sourcing that in Europe versus trying to export a vehicle from the US and import it into Poland or Ukraine. There's just, with vehicles, it gets tricky, and if you can actually just drive it.
Yes.
It does. It's the import process is a little bit more streamlined and cost effective because you don't have to drain it and do all that stuff, which gets expensive if you're trying to do it for kind of emergency or humanitarian purposes.
Now we found in France used car. It was 17,000 euros. It's a pretty good price for used cars, and we are going to buy some of them. So we are in the process of fundraising money. So I mean volunteers in Portugal.
Okay. Yeah.
So
No, yeah.
Nice.
If you send that info to the Ukraine email at Vector, I can look into it and then try and push some connections out and copy you into that and see what we can do for sure. Yes.
Yeah, I see. Thank you.
Does anybody else have anything today? We have a shorter call today, which is fine. I see myself on here again, but I don't know who that actually is. So that second call is not me. So we'll find out. It's a mystery me. Well, the other thing I wanted to mention for the couple people that came on late was that we are going to switch to a monthly call instead of bi-weekly. Right now, it's tentatively scheduled for July 5th, but I want to circle back with my team and make sure that is a good date for those in the US, because July 4th is a holiday, and sometimes people take like a longer holiday break. And so if it's better that we do it the week before or the week after. We'll pin that down in the next 24 hours so that we have it when Christy and her team send out the recap for what we talked about today and the link to the meeting and the documents and the link to register for next.
I think the week after would be better because it's a catch-up week and it's a short week.
Yeah, no, I agree actually, but I just wanted to make sure it wasn't just me looking at my own personal calendar. So before I made that sort of executive decision internally, but I do agree. I think probably July, of course, I don't have to get it right here. July 12th might be the better date. And then because it's a shorter week, I think a lot of people use that sort of free day to go on vacation for the week and not use 5 days of vacation, only 4. So that's all I had for today. I don't know if anybody has anything else.
Nope.
No. All right. Well, thank you all for joining.
Thank you, everyone.
Have a great
Thank you very
we'll
much.
circle back with you
Thank
this
you,
week, okay?
All right.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
See you, Blood.
The
Bye.
recordings have been very helpful.
Thank you, Evelyn.